Well, there's people was going to hold off on making a video until I decided on which phone I was going to get. Still kind of undecided on which phone I'm going to get, whether I'm going to get the iPhone 17 Pro Max or the 16 Pro Max. I really dislike the 17 Pro Max. I don't like the design, or excuse me, the redesign of the 17 Pro Max. I don't like the color combination. I don't like the different color of the body versus where the glass is on the back. I don't like the hump on the back where the camera sits. I think that looks pretty crazy. I think Apple has a lot of money. They could have put a lot more thought and effort into the redesign of the iPhone 17 Pro. It almost looks like the same body style as, like, if you go back to the iPhone S or the SE, where it was like the rounded chassis and the titanium body. If you take off the square design where the camera is and you chop that off, it almost looks identical to the iPhone SE of way back in the day. I just happened to think about that just now, but yeah, if you look at the body, it looks similar, which is pretty crazy. And it's weird that they went backwards from titanium to back to aluminum, but I get why they did it, because of the heating, because of the phone, the titanium phone's heating up in the back, so they have a cooling chamber on the inside of the aluminum, so it dissipates the heat and it spreads it out throughout the entire phone, so it won't get quite as hot as the titanium phones. But I don't know, I'm still deciding, I'm still debating. But in the meantime, I decided to get this. I decided to upgrade my watch. I ended up getting the Ultra 3. I was going to do the Ultra 2 because I read reports on Reddit. I go on Reddit quite often, but I had read a report on Reddit, and it said that the black color of the Ultra 2 versus the Ultra 3 are different slightly. It said that the black on the Ultra 2 is much darker, much richer, almost like a matte finish compared to the Ultra 3. They said the Ultra 3 is more of a muted black or a grayish black. I couldn't even notice. I actually went to Best Buy and I looked at they had an Ultra 2 that had an open box. So one of the guys at Best Buy took out the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and then I compared it to the Ultra 3, and you really couldn't tell a difference. I couldn't tell a difference. I had one of the sales guys come over and take a look at it, and he was like, I can't even tell a difference. So I looked at the sides, the front, the bottom, the back. Everything is identical. Supposedly they shrunk the bezels of the Ultra 3. I couldn't even tell, literally, because the case size is the same. They just shrunk the lip of the watch, the bezels, so the screener is like point 0.5 centimeters or whatever bigger. Again, you're not going to tell a difference. And I guess you can use the watch a little longer. I think the Ultra and the Ultra 2 are rated at 36-hour use time, where I think the Ultra 3 is 42 hours. Again, something you're not going to notice. And then the third thing is the satellite connectivity. Again, something that you are not going to use on this watch. So if that's if that's a big thing, forget about it. Just get the Ultra 2. If you already have it, you don't need this. I had the Ultra, and I was gonna get the Ultra 2 if in fact the color was different. I just couldn't tell a difference in the color, so I just went with the Ultra 3. But yeah, it's a pretty cool watch. The design, like I said, is completely the same as the Ultra 1. The weight is the same as the Ultra 1. Actually, I think this might be lighter than the Ultra 1, because I think the Ultra 2 and the Ultra 3 are recycled titanium, whereas the Ultra 1 is not recycled. So I think that one might be a little heavier. Don't quote me on that, but that's it. And then I have like this knockoff Rocky Point Nomad band. I got this from eBay from a seller called Soul Bands. And I forget where the guy is located at, or it could be a she, who knows. But I wanted a cream tan color watch band, and Nomad doesn't sell that in their Rocky Point bands. But I end up getting this one. This is actually Nomad. If you can see the branding here on the titanium guard here, it does say Nomad, and this is the carbon black, which supposedly this is much stronger than the regular Rocky Point bands. I don't know that for a fact, but that was their selling point, is that this is 2 times stronger than the regular Rocky Point band. And I did, when I first got the Ultra, the Apple Watch Ultra 1, I ended up getting the yellow or the Soul Rocky Point band. The only thing is it was like defective, so the middle lug had ripped apart when I was trying to install the watch, or the watch band, into the watch. So I did a warranty claim, and they sent me a replacement, and guess what? The replacement, the middle lug ripped off as well. So I notified Nomad again, and they said, fine, we can send you a replacement, or we can send you your money back. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait again. You can just send me my money back. They just sent me my money back minus the shipping charge, because, as you know, when you buy things from Nomad, it's free shipping. So they just deducted that off of my refund, and they gave me the rest. But, and then I have these bands. These are the Slim Sport bands. These are discontinued by like 6 or 7 years ago. But the strange thing is that Nomad re-released these watch bands under a different name called the Tempo bands. These are the same exact bands, the Slim Sport and the Tempo. I emailed Nomad and I said, what is the difference between the Slim Sport and the Tempo? And they said that the FKM rubber is thinner, and that's about it. Like, that's it. It's slimmer. I don't think that's, like, I don't have the Tempo band, so I can't tell if this is thicker than the Tempo bands, but they look identical. The pins are the same color, right? I don't know. I don't think they have this color in the Tempo band, and they don't have this color in the Tempo band. I think they have a black one that I wanted to try, but I had this watch band on the Ultra 3, the first 2 nights, and it hurts. Like, for some reason, the watch wants to sit right here on my wrist bone, and it is very uncomfortable. So I was like, you know what, let me try the Rocky Point bands. I put this on the watch, and the discomfort went away. So these bands are perfect for the Ultra 2. Well, I don't know about the Ultra 2, but the Ultra 3. And then I want to retry the Soul, the yellow color band, because I think the yellow with the black would look sick. I think I seen a YouTube video and some guy had it, and I was like, yo, that looks pretty cool. So definitely want to try the yellow band again. And then I don't know if you can tell, I do have a case on my watch. I didn't have a case on the Apple Watch Ultra. I had a screen protector for a long time, and then I ended up taking it off. I don't know why. I should have kept it on, but anyway, I took it off, and then I was walking, and then I think I slipped and hit the watch against the wall, and it dented the lip of the Ultra. So I think the lip is the metal on the lip that surrounds the screen. I think it's softer than the actual body of the watch. So I decided to get a case, and this is similar. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Pitaka. I had a Pitaka case when I had the Series 7, and it is an Aramid case, or Kevlar. Kevlar is the same thing that they use when they make bulletproof vests. So it is a very strong substance or material. Supposedly Kevlar or this Aramed is 5 times stronger than steel, which I don't know if that's true, but supposedly that is. It even says it on the box. So this case is from Later Case. I've never heard of the brand, but I was looking on Amazon for a case for the watch, and I came across this one. So the Pitaka case is like $39 on Amazon. This one I think was 33 or 32 or 34. Anyways, it was cheaper than Pitaka, and it was the same exact design, same exact case. So I was like, well, why pay $39 when I can buy the same exact case for cheaper? So, and it comes in a better case. Like the Pitaka case comes in a white paper case, very flimsy. This case is very nice. It's like a magnetized case. So you open it up, it has a little pull tab, and then the little insert is where the case sits. And so the case sits in this little space here, and then it has their social media imprint, so Instagram, and the little chirping birdie for Twitter. They still use the old Twitter design. It's no longer Twitter, it's X. But it does come in a very nice box. Has their company imprint on there, and then it has a little notice on here if you want to pause the video and read it. It just says the impossibly thin Apple Watch case, and then if you pull the flap down, it just says designed in Toronto, Canada, made with Kevlar Aramed fibers. And then there is a little QR code. So if you want to, I don't know if you can scan that, if you're interested in getting that for your watch, if you want to scan that, see if that works. Supposedly that QR code will get you 10% off the case. So instead of paying 33 or 32 or whatever it is, it'll be cheaper. So again, you could try to scan that code. I don't know if it'll work for you. But it has a saying on the inside of the flap. It says, "You're moments away from experiencing the thinnest Apple Watch case on earth, crafted with the same Kevlar Aramed fibers used to protect astronauts from micrometeorite impacts. Later Case, the fusion of space-age materials and the finest craftsmanship on the planet." And then a little note at the very bottom. It says, "Rather than recycling this box, send it on another journey." It says, "Find a friend in need of a superior Apple Watch case, then give them this package. They can scan the QR code above to secure 10% off any Later Case order." Pretty cool. And then on the back, there is some information. I don't know if it's in the view of the camera. If it is, you can pause it and read it. It just says impossibly thin, featherweight, which is right because it's super light, superior texture, definitely a nice texture to it, space age material, and again, here's where it says 5 times stronger than steel. I didn't know that. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what it says. Ultra precise, because it definitely it seems like it's 1-to-1 fit against the watch. I mean, I think there's a couple holes where it kind of overlaps a little bit, but for the most part, it completely has all the speakers showing. The buttons are completely flushed. It fits perfect to me. I don't know, but I did read some of the reviews of this case on Amazon, and some of them were saying that the case is kind of loose fitting. Mine's completely locked in there. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with their watch. But yeah, this is a definitely cool watch. Again, if you have the black titanium Ultra 2, there is no need to upgrade unless you're just one of those people that just like to upgrade to the latest and greatest. But again, if you have the Ultra 2, your battery is probably still pretty well off. You don't need to upgrade to this watch because they are completely identical. It's a complete waste. But if you have any questions regarding this watch, you can let me know. I've never had the Ultra 2. It does have, they didn't talk about it in the Apple event, but it does have hypertension notification. I don't know if they had that on the series, on the Ultra 2. I didn't have that on the Ultra 1, so I wouldn't know, but that's pretty cool to have. Other than that, it has everything else like the blood oxygen sensor, and then the same sensors that the Ultra 2 and the Ultra 1 have. Again, there really is nothing new. The redesign will take effect on the Ultra 2 because of that iOS 26 update. So how it looks on here is how it's going to look on the Ultra 2. So like that glass effect that will take effect on the Ultra 2 if you update your phone, which I did update my phone. I just tweaked a couple things because I noticed that when I first updated to iOS 26, my phone was the battery took a hit. Like it was definitely going through the battery faster because of all the animation. So I just tweaked a couple of features that I needed to either turn off or limit, and yeah, it's almost identical to what it was before when I was on 18. I think it was on 18.1 or 18.2. So I'm not going through the battery as much anymore as I was when I first upgraded to iOS 26. But there's a video on YouTube where you can find, there's a guy that talks about how you can kind of tweak your phone a little bit, especially if you have some of the older phones like I do. I have the 12 Pro Max. So if you have an older phone and you want to conserve battery, but you still want to upgrade to iOS 26, you can kind of tweak a couple things so that your battery doesn't take a hit. But again, if you have any questions regarding this watch, let me know.